Hey, welcome in. Well, Spotify is demonstrating exactly what you need to do with a spoilt child. You say no. No, you can't have your way. No, because I said so. That's what they're doing here. Here's the headline. Spotify staff reportedly outraged by Joe Rogan's show because they don't like hearing things that they don't like, and they don't think anybody else should hear it as well because they are utter narcissists. So, yeah, this is what any company should do with the woke contingent that snuck into their company. You have to ignore them. And when they're no longer at the company, be very careful not to bring in more. And this is something that's been ongoing because we've seen a bunch of, woke revolts at different companies like Deadspin and the New York Times. Staff revolted over publishing an op-ed by Tom Cotton, a sitting U.S. senator. And there's Basecamp and there's more. As a matter of fact, you can see videos about those on my channel. Anyway, Joe Rogan, the notoriously polarizing host of the Joe Rogan Experience, I don't see him as polarizing. He's not polarizing for the general population. He's polarizing for people who want to be polarized by him, by a fringe contingent in the media and in politics as well, who are determined to be offended and polarized against Joe Rogan. Because that's their thing. That's their shtick, I guess. But anyway, America's most popular podcast in 2020 is upsetting some Spotify staffers. Employee complaints, however, fall on deaf ears of company executives who paid the 53-year-old comedian more than $100 million to exclusively stream on the platform. So Joe Rogan's not going anywhere. Not with $100 million in his pocket. And the fact of the matter is, he doesn't say anything that's going to offend the vast majority of people, whether they listen to his podcast or not. But anyway, let's see some of these complaints. Quote, "I'm personally bothered by his transphobic comments, and I'm concerned with the way he might spread misinformation." And that's from a Spotify employee. Now, first off, Joe Rogan is not bigoted in any way. Anybody who's ever seen his podcast knows that. He just says things that everybody's wondering about. And the thing that's personally bothering the fringe far left, or the woke left, or whatever you want to call them, is his comments regarding combat sports and women competing against biological males, which is a perfectly rational thing to talk about. And that it may be difficult for the biological women. And the vast majority of people are going to understand that. As for this spreading misinformation, well, misinformation is just anything this person disagrees with. It's not worried about spreading misinformation. The woke people they're not worried about spreading misinformation. They don't want anything they don't agree with being shared anywhere. They're not live and let live people. And that's to put it lightly. Anyway, a former employee said that during his time at Spotify, the decision to sign a deal with Rogan was the most contentious one the company made. Think about how ridiculous that is. Rogan is he's a moderate. He's kind of middle of the road. He's an everyman. That's his appeal. Think about how absurd it is that should be contentious. Signing him should be contentious. Unless you're an ideologue, I guess. But anyway, another employee said that it's only a loud minority of people who are outraged at Rogan. And this is what we see all the time. This fringe, this small group of fringe, as far as I can tell, crazy people just have outsized power. For some reason, they're allowed to punch above their weight. And it's a lot to do with just the magic spell that you can cast on people of, using the magic words like racism or sexism or whatever you have. Although I do think that spell is starting to be broken, and that's a good sign. But as we can see here, even though it's only a small group of people, they still get town hall meetings to talk about it within the company. This is where I think Spotify should just say, look, we're just not going there at all. You're a child. We're not listening to you. Period. We don't care what your thoughts are on Joe Rogan. This is a company decision. Sorry. You're just going to have to do your job, and that be enough. I mean, look at this. There was a request by some staffers for the Joe Rogan Experience to receive editorial supervision. And that was denied by the company, and Rogan subsequently retweeted a video mocking the employees for being oversensitive. And my understanding is that Joe Rogan has it in his contract that he's not going to receive editorial supervision. Not that there haven't been some things that kind of look like that a little bit, but in any case, just think of the level of narcissism of just staffers demanding that. Truly bizarre. Let's see, quote, "He is the biggest voice by far that's going to accelerate our business," an employee told the Wall Street Journal. Getting him on Spotify, and soon exclusively, so this is from an older article, is going to help bring a lot more audiences onto the platform, and hopefully we can spread that to other programming. Wow, so it sounds like a good business decision from a company. Wow, what a novel thing. And, quote, "In the case of Joe Rogan, a total of 10 meetings have been held with various groups and individuals to hear their respective concerns," Spotify CEO Daniel Ek said in a September meeting. And some of them want Rogan removed because of the things he said in the past. And I guess they just said, too bad. Too bad. They were normal things that he said. Normal people actually agree with the things he said, or at least can understand them and not see everything as an ism or an ist or a phobia or something. But why you would bother having these 10 meetings? What's the point? I really think the way to go is just to nip this stuff in the bud right from the start and just say, no, the world doesn't revolve around your narcissism. No. If you don't like it, work at a different company. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast, Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.